Hello, welcome to Dwarf Academy, episode 12. I'm going to remember what the series is called at some point, and I'm going to learn to pause less when I talk, and things will change, I'm sure, and evolve. It's all about learning here at the Academy. I spoke earlier in the series about this annoying, the fact that I have inset the building into the stairwell and I can't have a doorway into the room, which is a little bit annoying for me. All I'm going to do is I'm going to build a wall. We haven't built walls, I don't think, yet in this series. Use the construction menu, pressing C and then W for wall, and you can, like all the constructions, you can change the shape and size using the U, K, M and H keys. I'm going to put down a wall. We're going to make it out of a chalk block, which should be again be higher value than perhaps one just made out of a diorite, say, or chalk, rather than a block chalk or diorite block. So we're going to use 3 chalk blocks to put walls, and they're going to serve to hold the doors, and we'll be able to then seal the wall with doors. All the doors in the room can have doors. All the doors can have doors, and the room will be fully enclosed, and the room will then have higher value if it was a room, which it isn't. It's just a space where we've got some workshops. But anyway, for completion, for the sake of completion, I'm going to put some walls there. And I think we ordered some doors earlier in the series, which I think we did. And I'm just going to put a door. Can't put a door in until the walls are built. You need to have adjacent walls in order to build the doors. We're going to press door. We're going to press B for build, D for door. And we're going to select a chalk door. We've got 6. We've got 3, a distance of 6. So that's our first door. And my housemate has returned from climbing and is, I believe, using his friend's car to take glass to the bottle bin, which is great. In other news, the walls have been built, and I don't think we have enough doors. We need some more doors. So using the manager, press J for jobs, manager, Q to add a new job, and we will type door, and it'll show you here that you can construct all different kinds of door, flowing metal doors, woody metal doors, etc. We're just going to make one out of rock, so we'll just type space RO, and it's their rock door. And we're going to make 100 doors, and that'll get us started. I'm not sure how many dwarf bedrooms we've got now. I'm just going to check that they've all got somebody living in them. A lot, you can see a lot of them are shared by couples, which is cool. I like that the dwarves begin relationships, or they come to the fort with relationships. We've got some beds. We can put a bed in there. So these have all got dwarves in. This one hasn't. So we can see that we do have somebody without a room, but I think that's the only one. So we're doing okay. It's never too soon to delve more rooms. We'll certainly gonna have a few more dwarves living here at board walls. This is an exciting time for the fort. We seem to be in quite a safe place, but we're going to start building up a military, and then we're going to need to test those forces. So we need to make sure we get some invasions at some point soon. So we'll hopefully we'll get a squad recruited. We will begin to train them, and then we'll get the fort strong. We'll get it wealthy, and hopefully we'll be able to survive any attacks and carry on into the future with larger and more terrifying attacks until eventually the fort will fall. There's no doubt about that. But while the academy lives, learning lives, and we'll celebrate that for as long as we can. The dwarves, there's only one digging. We do have a spare pick with us. We should do. So I'm just going to go into the therapist, and I'm going to get us another miner just to speed things along. So we've got these guys. I mean, this chap here is F1. He's legendary +5 miner. What is he doing? He's digging. But there must be somebody who's doing nothing much. We can ask to stick a pick in a rock. Let's cook. He's now a miner, so he'll go and pick up a pick, as long as there's one available. Which reminds me that we were making warhammers from silver, but we do have some steel. These bolts have all been forbidden. They might be part of the dwarf. They might be part of the caravan. We don't want to take those from the caravan. I think that's stealing. Yep, weapons. So we're going to go to bars, and we're going to have a quick look. We've got 24 steel bars, but we haven't made much silver. I think we've run through the tetrahedrite that we had, so we'll queue up some more things in the smelters. We're going to make some steel weapons. I don't think we're going to be in time for. So steel is a hard and sharp metal, so that it's good with short swords, spears, battle axes, picks, things that can cut and pierce, and of course bolts. Not so much the mace and the crossbow and the warhammer. But we're going to make some spears. I like spears. They're sharp, they're long, and we're just going to take it a few orders at a time at the moment. We don't want to run through all the steel. Well, we don't. It doesn't matter if we do, because this is a legendary weaponsmith. So we just use that steel in the best way we can, and that is going to be with the most skilled guy in the fort. We chuck him in there, get some spears out, and let's see. The merchants have gone. Not yet. So he's making these spears. Let's see if we can get one into the depot and get it sold before. I mean, these are they high value? The six, yeah. These are. Look at this, 6,000. We've just made 6 steel spears, and they're each worth around 6,000 or 7,000, which is good, isn't it? We're going to sell them all. We may not sell them all. We probably only need to sell one of them, and we'll keep our prepared food barrel. We might as well eat all that food now. That's going to give our we're going to make some really high quality food, but we're just going to let our dwarves eat it all. It's going to give them happy thoughts. We're still going to be creating the wealth. We're not going to be exporting it, but we're going to be creating it, and we've got other things now to sell. As you can see, we're going to get. I think we might be too late. Trade is requested. We can trade. Okay. So let's see, just those 4 spears. That's 14,500. So we can definitely get these other weapons. From last episode, if you were watching, we bought a few bits and bobs. We bought quite a few bits, but now we've got the steel. We can buy loads of other stuff. Not actually that there's that much we need. I wanted to buy all the wanted to buy all the musical instruments because they're quite tricky to make, and they help really have good value in their. They have good value, I think, as far as allowing musicians to entertain and dwarves to learn the skills of musicianship. There is. I wonder where those instruments are. I can't find them though. But we'll take Master of the Mountain home, and we'll take Uncle Bud's My Life. 2 books for the library. There is, I mean, these are components. These are components. Well, they're not crutches, but these 3 things are instrument components. I'm not going to buy any components because I'm going to make all the components in our ongoing series Dwarf Academy. Well, I really don't know where those musical instruments are, but I do see that there's some other stuff we can buy, some sugar, some wheat. There's a lot to look at. I guess it's rock nuts. We're going to get some rock nuts for the quarry bushes that we're going to start growing. And there is some quick lime, so we can start making things like vellum to write on in the library. There's all this, so all the other stuff, the weapons and the armor, things they're better if we can make them ourselves. They're gonna add value. That's what we're all about, the value. Oh, here we go. These are the other instruments that we weren't able to buy before. We're not going to be able to buy them all with 4 spears. We'll be able to buy. Yes, we will. We can buy these. We won't be able to buy this wreckhead. I think we should probably get away with everything else. Yes. And we've got a few more items coming down, but I think the merchant's about to leave. I get a feeling. Okay, alright. These things like clay and sand, or clay and glass, I suppose, if they've got it, are helpful if you don't have them on site. And in case you have a dwarf with a mood, mini forges, the toy hammers, the wreckhead. These are toys which are just nice to have around for the kids. I'm kind around children. There's a prepared food barrel. This is something that we've sold previously to the traders. They've still got knocking around, so you can buy things back if you need to do that. Sometimes it's helpful to sell stuff that you really don't want to sell in order to buy ingredients at the beginning of the trading period to quickly use those to make something high value and sell them back for the item that you sold plus some other stuff. That's something that's it's good to have in the bank if you're in a difficult in back. So there's plenty of we don't need to sell both these spears. The trader's going to make a load of profit, but as I said before in the previous episode, it's all about how much you're exporting, not the profit. So okay, we're going to trade. He's ecstatic. He's ecstatic, mate. Right then, heading down into the fort. Here we can see there is seeds all over the stockpile. We did make some cloth, and we were going to create a clothes shop and make some bags, which we are going to make now. That's build B for build. I think we have got a clothier, which is here. We're going to make bags from cloth. I'm just going to queue up a bunch of bags. and hopefully we can see the clothier coming down. The clothier, I think we looked at him, he's also the weaver. He's not weaving right now. I'm imagining that we've got some pigtails sat there which can be used to make more thread, unless it's been brewed. I'm going to have a look into the kitchen menu, and there are pigtails here. You can see there's 28 pigtails. We might be brewing those. We might have brewed some of them. We might have had much more if we hadn't brewed them. If we just toggle the brew option by pressing B, we can make sure that all the pigtails are kept, because we're going to need the pigtails for fibres, and we can also use them for making slurry, which is going to be helpful for paper making. The other things here are a lot of them are things that we've bought from the traders, and then once we start to brew them, we'll begin to cover seeds, and we can use those in the horticultural department or the agricultural department will be able to use those in some seminars, or I'm sure they'll be helpful. So we'll escape out of there. This happened in a previous episode and can be quite frustrating. I'm not sure that it has ever happened before. It happened the time before, but this is the second time it's happened. I don't know whether it's because I'm streaming or because I'm recording. There we go, let's come back. Should have just pressed escape straight away. But things are getting exciting now. We've got some bags. I think you can see that the seeds have all gone from this upper stockpile. The bags have been used to gather up the seeds. What have we got seeds for? We can interrogate these various bags by using K to look. We've got rock nut bag, cave wheat bag, bayberries, pigtails, plump helmet spawn. We should have some rock nuts. I'd have thought rock nuts as well. There we go. The rock nuts we're going to use up in the top field. I think we've got some potash to begin fertilizing. No, we don't have no potash. Okay. So the potash is made in the ashery, which I'm sure is around here somewhere. It's in the sensible place, which is by the furnaces. They're making lye at the moment because we wanted to make soap, and we're going to start making potash, and we're going to do that forever, well, for a pretty long time. It's quite late in the day to get on potash, but we decided we wanted to get some soap, and that was when we had an injured manager up in the hospital. The truth of the matter is these things do take time, and if he had have had an infection, certainly the soap would probably have been a bit late. But once we've got it there, it's going to be useful, and there will be more dwarves injured, especially once the martial wing of the Academy Wardens is up and running. Speaking of which, we had started to construct. I thought we had started to construct. We had started to construct a barracks, which is been dug out. What I wanted was to have it just above the entrance, so the dwarves will be in there. They can just come straight down into this area. If I want to send them out through Hell's Mouth. One thing that we haven't got in here is a gym, and a gym we're going to build on this side here. The gym is going to be helpful for training the dwarves initially, for strength and speed and agility. It's going to piss them off as well, so we're going to have to be careful that we don't make them spend the whole time in the gym. and they just get irritated. We've got some new migrants. Talking of recruits, so let's welcome the new recruits. All these new arrivals. We've got an engraver. We've got a dissector, a couple of metal crafters. I'm not sure how this works and if it's true, but I always get a feeling that if you're into a certain industry, you're more likely to get people coming along. So we've started making steel, and all of a sudden, we've got these guys here. It's probably just me imagining things, but I like to think that it's roleplay after all. At the end of the day, in a game like this, there's Broker's stuck around for ages. Oh no, they didn't. Broker's still in there. No, he's not. How embarrassing. There's a lot of stuff going on there. It looks like there's dwarves in there. Ah, they're just on the way out. Okay. So looking at the stockpiles, you see we've got all these rock pots down here, and barrels. The seeds have all been cleared up. We need to get some potash before we get these fields fertilised. Down here in the temple, the Goblin Dancer is meditating on hunting. Ustuth is praying to Doran. There's a prayer to Ivon. And the turkey hens are just chilling here. The turkey hens are going to live up in this area here. We haven't got any nest boxes. I'm going to queue up a nest box or 10. And then we can have some eggs. This is going to be a pen, so we define an activity zone using I, and then we press N to make it a pen or pasture, and Shift N will bring up the details of all the animals really that are available for pasture. On the right hand side you can see the green symbol, which means that it's a pastured animal. I did speak earlier about war dogs. We do have a dog, and we've got a puppy. They're both female, so at this stage it looks like we're not going to have. Oh, we've got a female and a male dog. Okay, that's good. Okay, so they'll continue to breed, as will the kittens. The horned owl seems pretty happy in his cage. He still hasn't died. There we go. We're just going to put the turkey hens in here while we remember, and the gobbler, and they'll live in there quite happily. I was going to stop the video in a second. I just noticed all this. This is new growth. Sweet pods are growing. A young tunnel tube, a young goblin cap. These are actually trees. I've never got to the stage where I've been able to get lumber from these, and I believe they need Z levels above them to grow to full maturity, which you would imagine. Okay, lovely video. Oh, be happy and strike the earth. Cheerio.